And now, the man who makes movies of people who make movies.
Oh, he came to Hollywood in 28 with a little movie camera and a brand new car. Well, he had a lot of fun with his little movie camera, cause this funny man was a movie fan. So he never stopped grinding away, taking pictures of the stars and working at play. And they're just as much fun to run today. Hey, everybody over to Ken Murray's house for home movies. Home movies. Home movies of the movie star.
Film was fabulous. Now tell me, was that really you driving that car?
Yeah, that was me. That was taken 35 years ago. Of course, I was only about 9 years old at the time.
Yes.
Today, of course, to drive on the Hollywood freeway, you got to be 10. Or at least have that same mentality.
Ken, I can't wait to see the pictures you brought tonight.
Yes.
Now, how did you ever get started making home movies?
Well, it was very simple. When I first came out to Hollywood, I just made them to send back to my folks. You see, I arrived in the town, and instead of sending back postcards and snapshots, I bought one of those newfangled 16mm cameras, and I sent the pictures home. I took as many home movies as I could of the movie stuff.
Come on, Ken, because the suspense is killing me. I've been wondering all week what you're going to show to me tonight and show on the show.
Well, you know, ladies and gentlemen, that is the truth.
And nobody will tell me.
I know.
No one will tell me.
Judy has not seen these pictures. I have a large collection, and I fixed up this film, and I thought probably it'd bring back some pleasant memories for you.
Really? Come on, show it.
All right. Now, the first shot is taken many years ago. It was a tennis game at the Ambassador Hotel. It was a big charity game, and a lot of stars were there, and I think you'll remember a lot of familiar faces. There it is. Now, there's
Mickey.
Mickey Rooney and Van Johnson and
God.
Andy Russell, and then there's Paulette Goddard.
My heavens.
Some girl called Gum.
Yeah. Oh, my
And
goodness.
there's Spencer Tracy. He was playing with Ralph Bellamy. Look at that.
Isn't that marvelous?
Very
Ralph
young.
Bellamy looks like Lillian Gish.
And there's Mickey Rooney.
Yeah.
Oh, man, he was playing a tiger. He was playing a tiger.
Who was? Oh, my goodness. I like that outfit. That's right out of the...
What were you thinking about?
I don't know. Of how to answer his serve, I think. Probably. Look at that. My goodness.
You could join the Mets, you know.
Yeah, I was quite plump. Now I know what Louis Mayer had in mind.
There's Clark Gable and Carole Lombard. And there's Hollywood's den mother.
Yeah.
There is Mickey Rooney. There's Rudy Valley. And there is Frankenstein.
Oh, Boris Karloff.
Instant Medicare. That's what it is.
Is that right?
And you'll never know who that is. Tell me who that is.
That's
That
Bob
is
Stack.
Bob Stack.
Bob Stack.
Elliot Ness.
Yes, who's that?
Corbina Wright Jr.
Corbina Wright Jr.
There's Douglas Fairbanks Jr. He's the, look at the heads going back and
There's
forth.
Mickey.
Yeah, look at the heads going back and forth.
Who's that? My dear.
I want to tell you, the stars, the fans outside, they really had a field day. Look at, he was making Gone with the Wind at that time.
Was he?
That's Alice Marble on the right, one of the great tennis players. And here's an old playmate of yours. See if you guess who this is.
See. Oh, Jane Powell.
Jane
Yes, she was
Powell.
on this show.
Yeah, she was. And there's Mickey. There's Mickey. He's so sweet too. Some woman wanted to take a picture of him and her daughter.
Yeah.
Look at, and he was so nice. I think that's the first time Mickey ever had his arm around a girl that he didn't marry.
Oh, there's Ann Rutherford.
Ann Rutherford, that Polly Benedict.
Yes, Polly Benedict. Yes.
And there's Van Johnson.
Yeah.
Boy, I tell you.
Oh,
and that's
Van Johnson.
That's Evie.
And there's Evie. Yes.
Now the next shots are from the studio inside. Now see if you recognize some. There's that phone booth, remember?
Oh yeah.
There is
and there's Johnny
Weissmuller. Yeah, Tarzan is going in to call Jane and tell her and tell him the tree is on fire. Look at the barber shop, remember?
Oh, Edwin. Oh, isn't it funny? Oh, is it?
Now, where was your dressing room? Upstairs or down? Where were you?
That's Jean Harlow.
Jean Harlow, yes. Do you remember?
Yes. Oh, well, no. Now that was in the old dressing room. That was just for the very
And here is
glamorous
Joan
end.
Crawford coming out of her office set.
my
And she just made a wonderful picture called Straight Jacket, I saw.
Yes, well, she hasn't got it on here.
No,
because
she- There's Frank Morgan.
Oh, I
Frank Morgan,
love
yeah. Isn't
sweet,
that cute?
sweet one.
There's Lou Ayres. Lou
My
Ayres,
goodness.
when he first started.
I can see original Dr.
Yeah,
Killer.
yeah. There's Louis Stone, Polly Moran,
Ah.
and there's Marie Dressler.
Oh, God.
Marie Dressler. You know, Marie, I went to a birthday ball President Roosevelt's birthday ball, and he gave her a picture and look at you, just like a little kid about it.
Oh.
And
that's so
I've got a picture here of her, the last picture I ever. There's your old boss.
Yeah, oh, dear me.
Oh, here was a very big star at MGM at that time. See if you know who this is. Eleanor Powell.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Eleanor Powell, yeah.
Oh,
Dear. I
she's
went over to her
lovely.
house. Oh, I was a terrible pest. I used to go to the houses and in the backyard, I had a lot warming up.
My
She was, you know what she was doing? She was making a picture called The Broadway Melody of 1938. Now,
Yeah,
wasn't that
I
the
was-
one?
I was in
You
that
sang
one.
Dear Mr.
Dear
Gable?
Mr. Gable.
Yeah, that's right.
Look at
There's-
my gracious.
Yeah.
She's still doing. She's just in
She,
marvelous.
oh, she just come back with a beautiful
Great,
idea.
great.
I wanted her to dance, you know. She said, "Oh, on the dirt
Well,
and
what do you
everything."
think this is?
No, look,
Dad?
look, she does a dance.
There's a tap, but you should put little taps. Oh! Marvelous, Ken. Marvelous. Yes, that's very nifty.
Here's another young lady friend of yours.
Who's that?
Here, June Allison.
Junie.
Yeah.
Yes.
This thing, she changed her bathing suit and jumped in the pool for me.
And who's that?
That's her going
Is
in
that
the pool.
is that Junie?
Yeah. Now this
She
next
had a lot
shot,
of courage.
next shot was taken at the Carole Lombard and Clark Gable's wedding reception.
Isn't she
This was
pretty?
it. Yes, here it is. I have a lot of shots of Clark Gable. I had the next one coming up is the earliest known shot of Clark Gable. There it is, right
Is
there.
that? You
Taken
mean-
when he was an extra.
Oh my goodness! Oh, isn't he? I was right to sing that song.
And here,
I was.
here's Jean Harlow. This is the first picture that I took when I was
You
out
don't
in
get a
Hollywood.
bad swing. Look at this.
No,
Not too bad.
The first.
Her pants got in her way sometimes.
You know, I was a pretty good golfer myself, you see here. I was only 11 at this time.
Yes.
Well, you see this putt I make. Now watch this putt go in. Look at this.
Oh, Ken. Oh, how? Oh, Ken.
There he is, the son of blubber.
Where were you
There we are.
going?
Listen, that's 25 years ago. Every morning I used to get up and run 2 hours over to Dick Powell's house and play badminton. Look at this.
That's outrageous.
Yes, and I want to tell you something. That's pretty hard with 8 pounds of that greasy stuff on your head, you know.
Who was the cameraman?
Yeah, a friend of mine, he was in a car.
Look at that
Shoot-
curve you just made.
Yeah, there's Dick Powell's house. That game is for the birds, you know.
Oh, look at that.
There's Dick.
My
This
mom.
was his first.
Oh, that's Charlie.
Yeah, this is the first house he ever had in Hollywood.
Where was that house?
Over Toluca Lake. There's the son of blubber again. You know, here's another fellow. There's another fellow that had a weight problem, but he took up golf, and that's Jimmy Thompson, the pro, with him.
Oh,
Isn't
is
taken
it?
at Lakeside over 30 years ago.
Yes, he's...
And this girl is Viola Dana, a very popular star. Watch
That
Bi-
Viola Dana
Yeah.
was a caddy?
Watch Bing when he takes his hand off and puts it back on. Look at
Yeah, but what kind of trousers was he?
Those
Look at
were
these.
the
What
days.
are those guys?
That's John Barrymore.
Is it really?
John Barrymore.
That's good.
And there's Douglas Fairbanks
Oh,
Sr.,
that's aren't they
Harold Lloyd,
wonderful?
George Van Elm, and there's Harry Langdon. Not many people realize that he threatened Chaplin for a while.
Oh, he was heaven. He was heaven.
He's a cute
Yeah.
guy. Look at he does a cute gag here. Watch. See that?
Oh,
Isn't that cute?
he's so dumb.
I took up golf myself in the late 30s. That's me. I went to the first movie star tournament I ever worked. There, I was with Bing and Bob in the same. And I tried to get this first shot off good. You know, I wanted to.
It doesn't look like the wind was
It
going
went,
again.
it went straight up in the air. Where do you see the look on Bing's face after I hit this ball? Now watch this.
Oh, my heaven.
He was disgusted.
Did he want to quit the game?
Now this fella is the luckiest guy on the golf course. Watch this putt. It doesn't
He
go
was
in the.
just lucky to get up that
Yeah.
time.
It doesn't go in the front and it doesn't go in the side. It goes around the back and goes in.
Oh.
Watch this putt.
Come on.
Look at this. And he's so,
Look at that nasty.
he's so snide about
He's
it.
saucy.
You know.
He's a saucy guy.
In the early 30s, of course, polo. Polo was a
Looks
big
like
thing.
Santa Anita.
I used to live right above the Revere Polo Field.
Yeah.
And Will
Is that
Rogers.
you?
No, that's Will Rogers.
Is that Will Rogers?
Yes, and he had some of the biggest stars playing with him. This particular day, Leslie Howard was playing.
Oh, he's mine.
I have a close shot here of Leslie. There's Leslie Howard.
yeah.
And they had star-studded audiences every Sunday. Everybody turned out.
I never went to a polo
Yeah.
game.
There's Carole Lombard and Russ Colombo.
My goodness, isn't that fun?
Russ Colombo.
Is that Russ Colombo?
Russ Colombo. No. And of course he was
That's
a big
Eddie
attraction.
Arcaro.
No, that's Will Rogers. Now I took this up too, you know, and you'll
You get
notice.
hurt in that game.
No, yeah, the weight is coming off. There I am.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
took-
no.
I got so I could hit it, but it's a little bit easier if you don't have an opposing team trying to
Yeah,
stop.
you look kind of alone there.
And this is Carole Lombard presenting the trophy. On the right was Johnny Mac Brown, Spencer Tracy, Will Rogers, Leslie Howard, and James Gleason.
Oh, what a marvelous polo team.
Look at that. And they love those cups, you know, more than a contract at a studio.
I should think so. I think anybody could ride a horse and hit that thing.
Now, this was
what are you
taken-
doing here? You were active.
Tahoe. This is water skiing. That's Bob Cummings. Bob Cummings. Somebody's got to stay in a boat. This I didn't try. Listen, I've got a shot.
Why? Say I'm on ski.
Yeah, did you know Marie Wilson was wonderful at this?
No.
Oh, I've got a shot. Here's Marie. Watch Marie. Sensational. Where do you see this?
Oh, heaven.
Well, we all have bad days, you know. And this is down at Palm Springs. This is Bob playing tennis. Incidentally, you should remember this day.
Why?
Well, because you were there this day.
I was?
Yeah. There you are.
Oh, my head.
There you are.
Oh, come on.
There. Listen, and this is
Who was that?
skin diving. You know who that is? That's Gary Cooper. This was Gary Cooper and Eddie Albert went out skin diving. We got some pictures, and this is the first time that he ever tried to put the thing on and go down. Yeah.
Snorkel.
Yeah. This.
Where were you now?
This is off the coast of France, as a matter of fact. Yeah. Antipodes or something they call it. Well, watch this. That was a funny thing. Just as he was going down, I said, I want to get another picture. Loosen the mask, you know.
Good.
And they all hollered, don't. Here it is. I said, and they said, no, don't. I was going to loosen it.
Well, that would have helped. Did he stay down?
Yeah. Oh, he's fine. He got to be great. His whole family got to be great. They were written up in.
You mean in skin diving?
Yeah.
Look at that, my gracious.
Yeah. Now, of course, there's Eddie Albert, and that's his son. He's a cute little actor, that kid. And
Who are they?
that thing there is now co-starring with Lloyd Bridges.
They can't even sing, and they can...
Now, this is the most popular thing today. Now, who is that coming in?
Peter Lawford.
Peter Lawford, that's right.
Is it?
It's Peter Lawford.
No
yeah.
kidding?
And he's good at that, but I've got another shot of
Hey,
him.
that's very good.
Yeah, he's better at that. There he is at his beach house.
Yes, he's working as usual.
With those kind of feet, I don't know why he needs a surfboard at all. Now, this was taken on the set of Soldiers 3.
Yes.
And they were for a publicity thing. Look at Dean Martin and Frank.
That's the worst thing I ever saw.
That's the steadiest I've ever seen Dean Martin, you know.
What were they on a translate?
Tony Curtis was taking some pictures that day, and then all of a sudden they called Peter, and they said, Peter, you got to get back to work.
Yeah.
And
there he goes.
There he
Smiley.
goes. That's John Barrymore and Dolores Costello.
Oh, marvelous. What
Look,
movie is that?
that's I don't know, the Sea Beast or something. Look at the fellow playing the violin.
Not the Sea Beast.
Yeah, and the director. Listen, the musician looks like he parted his hair with a violin bow that day.
Who's that lady?
Yeah, that's Dolores Costello.
Oh.
And the director was talking to him. You know, he'd pick up the map.
Was that the violin player? Was he underscoring the...
Yeah, no, mood music. Just
Well,
playing.
was he in the scene?
No, he wasn't in the scene. He was just playing it off screen. You know, he says, kiss her, John, kiss her, see? And
You
then
don't
he
even
said,
have any titles.
Yeah, he says, cut.
I wanna-
Cut. He said, Mr. Barrymore, it's time for lunch. Afterwards, at lunchtime, I went outside. There I am,
Oh, he's
24
well-dressed.
years old.
My goodness.
Yeah, and I got a shot of John Barrymore coming out to lunch. Here it is. This is. He was handsome. Look at this.
Yes, he was.
Wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, still good looking under these standards, would you say?
Oh, and any standards.
And these standards are. Now that was the first movie set. Now 2 years later, I came to RKO Studios to work in the first picture that they made there. Look at the difference in the lights and the cameras had blimps on them.
Don't they still have them? I haven't been in movies that long.
Yeah. They had sound trucks on the street. You know something funny? I made up very early in the morning. I have a shot of myself coming out of my dressing room. Here I am.
Is that you? That's Cary Grant. My goodness.
Well, there I am.
There you are.
There is a resemblance.
No,
we
not really when you think of it.
Well, we both had tails out there. Look at that. Buddy Rogers.
Yes.
Remember Buddy? He was America's boyfriend at that time. And John Bowles was making Rita Rita. There's John Bowles with Governor Rolfe of California.
That is John Bowles?
Yes, and they had two fellas from New York, Wheeler and Woolsey. Remember?
Oh, yes.
Burt Wheeler and Robert Woolsey.
They were marvelous.
RKO put them in the driver's seat. You can see that. And right next door, the biggest thing on the lot, though, at that moment, was Rudy Valley.
Yeah.
He was there. He is, Rudy Valley.
He's got the same hair he has now.
Yeah.
So is she.
Yeah. That's Sally Blaine. That's Loretta Young's sister.
Oh, yeah.
Now watch as this camera pans over and watch this great lady making her first first talkie.
That's Marie
Dressler.
Marie Dressler.
Yeah, wait till you see this look she gives this woman. Look. And there she is kidding. What does she
I
want?
love that hat.
Yeah.
Heavenly hat.
Here is the last. Here's the last scene of the picture, and I kept it in because watch the look on Sally Blaine's face. Now, mind, she has just kissed the #1 lover of the world at that moment. You know. Now watch her face. Watch.
Oh! Great.
And this was right next door, Paramount Studio, and Mary Pickford came over to welcome Bing Crosby, who was...
Is she driving?
Yeah, she's driving, yes. That was one of those new compact cars in those days.
One of the little jobs.
Yes, and she came in. Bing Crosby was making his first picture.
Who's that
at
with
Paramount.
her?
I don't know. I never got his name.
Is he driving?
Here's Bing. Here's Bing coming out to meet. Look at...
Oh,
When the blue of the night means the gold of the curls.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice? Interesting. That was the first time they ever met.
Diffused.
They were making a lot of pictures on the lot at that time. There's Constance Bennett and Gilbert Rowland.
Oh.
And there's Marie Chevalier. Now this was the
Which
set
one?
of That's Baby Leroy with him.
Baby Leroy?
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
He is now 6'2".
Yes.
Incidentally, it was 25 years before I got another shot on a set with Chevalier. This was taken over in Gigi. Look at
Oh, there's Louis.
There's our
Yeah.
friend. This was taken over in... now, that's the original Maxine set. And the fellow by the camera there has the distinction of being the only cinematographer that won 4 Academy Awards and 10 nominations. And you know him, Joe Ruttenberg.
Oh, my, yes.
Joe
Oh,
Rutten. He
my.
made Lily Mars with
Yes,
you,
he did.
I believe. And I want to tell you, taking pictures on that set was really murder. Oh, I tell you. The assistant, there's Chevalier, there's Zsa Zsa, and there's our friend Louis Jourdan over there.
Yes. I'm very sorry.
It was awful trying to get set. Now, here's some more shots taken 30 years ago. He had his arm in a sling, and he got hurt. There's Allison Skipworth,
Allison?
and there's Richard Allen.
Who's that little fellow? The one
And,
who broke Maurice's
that-
arm.
And that's Marie Dressler. First time, rather, Marie Dressler.
Great.
Marlene Dietrich.
think
Listen,
so.
and now here comes the surprise for you.
What's
I have
that?
Maurice Chevalier's test, the first time that he ever sang Louise.
Let's-
Here it is.
Test. Chevalier, take 1.
Every little breeze seems to whisper, Louise. Birds in the trees seem to twitter, Louise. Each little rose tells me it knows I love you. I love you. Every little beat that I feel in my heart seems to repeat what I felt at the start. Each little sigh tells me that I adore you. Louise, just to see and hear you is joy I never knew. But to be so near you thrills me through and through. Anyone can see why I wanted your kiss. It had to be, but the wonder is this. Can it be true? Someone like you could love me, Louise.
Now
Where is it?
there's Los Angeles, downtown,
Yes.
in 1927. This is in front of the Orpheum Theater.
Oh, used to work there in vaudeville.
Did you? Well, I was working. Look at, I had to take this and send it back to the folks. You can see my billing over on the left here.
Yeah, you weren't
There it
Rosita
is.
and...
There it is. You can just
Kenmary.
in this small thing. There I am on the street. I wore funny hats on the stage too. There I am.
Very good. That's darling.
And here's the backstage door. I'm borrowing money from the stage manager.
Well.
You know, we always do
I
that.
had to. Couldn't
And
get out of the hotel.
Headline of the week before was kidding me.
That's Sid.
Jimmy Durante. And Sid Groman.
Sid Groman.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jimmy Durante.
Now, there's the youngest member of our, that was 15 years old, she was. That's Ricky Nelson's mother, Harriet Hilliard.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Now, here's a fella, I bet you can't tell me who that is. And you watched him every week on Dragnet. That's Ben Alexander.
It is.
Ben Alexander. When he was a little
lad.
young lad, yeah. Now, this was taken from the top of the Orpheum Theater. That's 8th and Broadway. I tell you how I happened to be up there. They were making a movie on top of the building. See this? They had an airplane up there, and they're going to take the airplane off the building without a runway.
Oh, come on.
Yes, it was a movie, and this fellow's name is Frank Carr, I believe. He was doubling for Lou Cody, the star of the picture. Now, where do you see? You'll see they're shooting it.
You mean there was a motor on the
Yeah.
front?
Now watch. Now watch this next shot. Look at. How do you like that? Without any.
Woo! Well, how did he come from behind?
Yeah. There's the star. That's Lou Cody, the star. He was a big star in silent pictures. That's before your time.
Not at all.
And I gave my my camera to a woman. And she took this picture. You can see she was no James Wong Howe.
No, she was a bit nervous, I think.
I stopped everybody. Believe me, I was such a pest. Now, here's a
Who's
kid,
it?
Mickey Daniels in the Ark Yang comedies.
Oh, yeah.
Remember with the
my
freckles?
goodness. He's about 82 now.
Yes, I think he... Here's Ben Lyon.
Oh, yeah.
Remember Ben Lyon?
What kind of
And look at
color?
this fella at the
What kind of
railroad
color?
station. Look at
Charles Lawton.
Charles Lutton. Now, where do you see how well he posed for me? How willingly he posed. Where do you see?
Is this in Los Angeles?
Yeah, no, it's Pasadena.
Pasadena.
Good. Watch him.
Sweetie, that's funny.
Is that cute?
Darling, it's just wonderful.
Now, I took one of those buses when I first came out and went through the Universal Studio. And the minute I got off the bus, I took this picture. I don't know who it was. It looked like a movie star. Who is that?
Looks like a movie star.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Look
Looks
at
like
the fellow with it.
Couldn't be Mary Pickford.
No, I don't know who they were. I just took the waist
Well, it
of the
must have
film.
been somebody with that fantastic.
There's
picture.
Ronald
Elaborate
Coleman and Doris Kenyon. They were making a picture, Ronald Coleman. And there's Monty Blue, and that girl is Myrna Loy.
Yeah. Oh, isn't that heaven? Oh, she's
But the Westerns, of course, that was the thing that I wanted to see. There's Tom Mix and Sally Blaine, that's Loretta Young's sister.
Yes.
You know, this is the studio
What
where...
were they doing over on the side?
winding the camera. This is a studio where Mervyn LeRoy was directing.
Was that Mervyn?
Yeah. Now here is Hoot Gibson, and when do you see this fellow that comes in? Look, Walter Brennan.
Oh my goodness.
Now on the
wonderful,
back lot, they were shooting a Western, and I got in with the cameraman. There's a very nice fellow. I wish I could only remember his name. And he let me ride on the truck while they were taking this. Hoot was playing two parts, his father and his son. Here it is, the back of this truck. Have you
Who
ever
was
ridden
playing
on?
his horse? Huh?
Have you ever?
No, ridden on a camera.
Listen,
right now?
that's Mac Sennett. You know,
very handsome man.
beside Custard Pies, you know, he had beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at there's the.
There's
the-
the Max Sennett beauties.
Yeah.
Who are they now?
I don't know. Look at that.
Oh my goodness. Gracious.
Now this-
Oh, that's Grauman's Chinese.
Yeah, this is the opening night of Grauman's Chinese in
Yes.
May 1927. The picture was King of Kings, and I tell you, such pushing and shoving. I tell you, it's wonder people weren't killed.
I think this
Here,
is beautiful.
there's Dolores Costello.
Yes.
Dolores Costello.
Lovely. She's lovely. Isn't she?
And the crowd, there's Jean Harlow.
Yes. Oh, so
Jean
pretty.
Harlow. And when you see this very young shot of Gary Cooper,
Oh my goodness, how handsome.
wasn't he?
Oh, yes. Oh, he was.
There's Cecil B. DeMille. That was his night, you know, this picture, King of Kings. It was a tremendous... There's Gloria Swanson.
Yes.
Gloria
My
Swanson.
goodness. But
There's
this
Doug
is
and Mary.
amazing, this film that you have. Is this...
Doug and Mary. There's Janet Gaynor and Charles Farrell. The year that she won the Academy Award.
This is what, Seventh, after a long time, Seventh Heaven?
Yeah, that's it, Seventh Heaven, yeah.
Oh, goodness.
And I got Jimmy Durante on the way out. Look, got him coming out. Now this, of course, was not on a tour. Chaplin and Fairbanks came down to the Orpheum Theater. They used to come on opening Sunday nights.
How many shows did you do?
And,
there?
about 2 a day then.
Is it?
And I asked him if I could come out, and he said they were entertaining some military dignitary, and I'd be welcome to come out. Here are the shots I got of Chaplin, which are really some of my prize collection. He was entertained. This was some British military dignitary. And,
What a great figure, Chaplin.
yes, look at that. I love the way somebody said, throw him his cane, throw him his cane. That's a portrait of a comedian ad-libbing in pantomime, you know.
Genius. Every move, look.
That's his brother back there. That's Sidney Chaplin. And I tried to ride one of these once, Judy.
Yeah, but they're very
they're murder.
hard.
Well, you see this. Oh, you got a very. Watch his brother. Watch his brother ride. Watch.
Thank you so much, Ken.
Pleasure. You got a very hokey streak in you. You got a very...